Hello everyone. My name is Stephen John Taylor. I was just waiting to make sure that we got as many people as want to join with us. I'm your host today for your success story. In fact, it's your Cambridge success story. And I think we're going to have a very interesting time together today. I hope so anyway. So keep your ears open and pick up some interesting things. So what are we going to do today? Well, first of all, we're going to think about why we learn English. We're also going to think about why Cambridge B2 First is always the best qualification to aim for. We're going to look at how easy it is actually to pass B2 First for schools. And we're going to look at the support that's online and offline for you to help you achieve your success story. Along the way, we're going to give you the chance to win a very, very cool prize. So listen carefully for instructions about that one. And at the end of the session that we're doing today, I'll be very happy to answer any of the questions you have about B2 First, but not until the end, okay? If you do have any questions and you want to put them in before you forget them, either you can write them down to ask me later, or you can put them into the Q&A box at the bottom, okay? Not the chat box, the Q&A box. All right then. To begin, I'm going to ask one of my colleagues, Scylla from Cambridge, she's there now, to launch a poll. And I'd like you all to take part in this poll, if you could, please. It's really easy. There's just one question. Why are you learning English? That's the question I want you to think about now. Why are you learning English? You can click on any of these answers, all right? There's no one correct answer. Any of these answers that actually pertain to you. In other words, how many different reasons do you have for learning English? All of these? Some of these? Only one of these? Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to answer. Okay, I can see some people are answering already. Got some good interaction going there. Do you learn English to please your parents? Is that the only reason? Do you learn English so that you can travel easily anywhere in the world? Communicate easily with foreigners who come to Greece, for example, or Cyprus? To have a better education, perhaps, to go to a university that has an English language course? To have better job opportunities? Perhaps you're learning English because you want to use it on social media, like Instagram or TikTok. Perhaps you're learning it because you want to understand TV and movies better, or songs, the lyrics to them. Perhaps it's simply because you want to learn more about the English-speaking world. A lot of the world is English-speaking, as we'll see later on. Or maybe it's because you just want to become more confident about yourself. Don't forget to scroll down the opportunities, because there are more than just the ones that you can see at the beginning. There are others down the bottom as well. So I'll give you a few more seconds to think about your answers and to enter them, okay? Be honest. And it'll be very interesting to find out which is the most compelling reason for you to learn English and which is the least compelling reason for you to learn English, according to you guys today. Okay, I think that's about as much time as we have for this poll, so I'll ask Scylla to end the poll. And we'll just wait a few seconds and we'll see what sort of answers come up, and we'll see. I can see already there that some people do it because they want to please their parents. Okay, it's about 10%. We've got about half of you are learning it because you want to travel easily around the world. A little bit more than half, nearly 2/3 of you, because you want to communicate easily with foreigners. 3/4 of you want to do it because you're thinking of going to university where they'll be using English. Again, about 3/4 of you want to do it so you can get better jobs. Only a few of you, a fifth, want to use it on social media. And about a quarter of you because you want to understand TV and movies better. I can't see the other ones, but I'm sure Ksila will be showing us soon the answers to this. So at the moment, it looks like having a better education and getting better job opportunities is the one that we're thinking of. This is a major reason for learning English, yes. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, Ksila, I can hear you.
Yes, so
welcome, Ksila. Welcome, Ksila from Cambridge.
Thank you very much. I wonder if you can see it, but yes, so 75% are saying that the reason for it is to have better job opportunities, 74% to have a better education, and then at the bottom is please my parents.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes.
So we're not very cool on pleasing our parents at the moment,
No.
but we're very happy about thinking about our futures, which is what we should be doing, of course.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ksila.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so why am I learning English? Well, let's go through those things very briefly. English is actually one of the top 3 world languages. How many people do you think speak English on a daily basis? Actually, it's 1.5 billion people. That's a huge number of people across the world today using English to communicate and do various things like we saw in the list of things that we just looked at. 1.5 billion people. That's really a large amount of people. Now, most employers these days will want to know what real-life English language skills you have. Preparing for Cambridge exams helps you to develop these skills. English is so important in the world that without good English skills, you'll have far fewer opportunities open to you, both in your academic and your professional life. You need English to work almost anywhere. In hotels, restaurants, cafes, even in delivery. Delivery is an English word after all. At airports, for airlines, in banks, and in most businesses. Mass media, of course, and social media. That covers almost everything that you can do, I think. But also in factories and on work sites. You even need English there because safety instructions and warning signs are usually in English, and sometimes they're only in English. So if you want a safe job, you really have to understand English to some level. The whole world is yours, actually, if you know English well. And if you're thinking of going on to further study, after you finish school, you should know that universities and colleges all over the world also want proof of your English language skills. And if you want to attend conferences, to read up on the latest research, or to take part in seminars or webinars, well, you need English. They're likely to be in English too, like this one, especially if they're scientific, because English is the international language of science. If you're thinking of traveling anywhere outside of your country, good English language skills are essential. How else are you going to communicate successfully and get the information or services that you need? How will you know what you're ordering to eat? Menus are in English the world over. How will you get the right medicine if you fall sick? How will you find your way back to the accommodation if you get lost? You need English for this in most countries across the world. In the world of entertainment, most songs, movies, and games require a good understanding of English, don't they? If you want to enjoy them to the full. How will you know what a song is about? What the actors are really saying in movies and TV? Because let's face it, subtitles are often either misleading or completely wrong. And how can you enjoy online gaming with players from other countries if you can't communicate easily with them? The same goes for sport. How can you enjoy matches with visiting teams from other countries if you can't really communicate with them? Similarly, how can you chat to tourists, help them with directions, learn more about them, even perhaps flirt with them in the summertime? Which brings us nicely to relationships. With new technology like mobile phones, we can now chat, we can post stories, and we can share moments with the whole wide world. But they won't all understand if it's not in English. There is, in fact, an amazing amount of English in your daily lives outside of your classroom. TV, think about it. All the reality shows, GNTM, The Voice of Greece. They even have English names. And frankly, half the show appears to be in English these days. Shopping, online, offline, the names of many shops and products are only in English. And of course, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and so on. So why not make the English language yours? Own it. Make it your success story. We can help you here at Cambridge. We can help you every step of the way to make your story a success. Which brings us to why Cambridge. Let's have a closer look at Cambridge. What are we exactly? Well, while I'm showing you about this, I'd like you to take part in a little quiz. First, you're going to hear some facts about Cambridge University and Cambridge English. Then we're going to watch a short video. Listen carefully, and you can take notes if you like, because when we finish, I'll ask you to choose some multiple choice answers to 4 questions. 2 from my presentation and 2 from the video. Okay, not many questions, but you've got to listen carefully to the information you hear now. So, are you ready? Okay, let's begin. The University of Cambridge was founded way back in 1209. That's a long time ago. And in fact, it's one of the oldest universities in the world. It's huge. It has over 100 academic departments. One of these departments is Cambridge University Press. That's the world's oldest publishing house. So that's a lot of history. But we're no dinosaurs. Here's our latest building, the Cambridge Assessment Building, our international headquarters, which we call the Triangle. Cambridge Assessment is also a department of the university, and we're part of that too. We've been organising English language examinations since 1913. Our first exam was Cambridge Proficiency, but now we have a whole range of English language exams for everyone, including B2 First. The University of Cambridge has many famous graduates of all genders. Scientists such as Sir Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, Stephen Hawking, Alan Turing, but also actors and actresses and artists. such as Tom Hiddleston. Who's Tom Hiddleston, I hear you ask? What, you don't know? Loki from the Avengers, that's Tom Hiddleston. Sir Ian McKellen, Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, and Eddie Redmayne, Newt Scamander in Fantastic Beasts. Also Dame Emma Thompson, who played, what's her name? What's her character? Nanny McPhee. Do you remember that? And of course, royalty also. We have probably the most famous Cambridge graduate from royalty is Prince Charles, the next King of England. Great discoveries and inventions have been made at Cambridge as well. Among them, DNA, hydrogen, the Big Bang Theory, gravity, computers. These are not small discoveries and inventions, are they? And one more thing that I'd like to tell you about from there. The rules of modern football. It's true. Founded in 1856, Cambridge University Association Football Club is possibly the oldest football club in the world. And the rules by which we all play football today are still basically the same as those devised by the first Cambridge football teams. I bet you didn't know that. As we said, Cambridge is all about large numbers, very large numbers. There are 31 colleges in the university, and its libraries hold around 15 million books. Try to picture 15 million books, that's a lot. Over 17,000 students from all over the world study at the university each year. And each year, over 7 million candidates around the world take a Cambridge English exam. 7 million. Okay. Did you take a note of those numbers? One of them is going to be in the question there, at least one, maybe two. Now, we're going to watch this very short video. We're going to see 3 real people who've taken Cambridge English exams in their lives. I'd like you to pay special attention to someone called Andrea. Okay, pay special attention to Andrea.
The Cambridge exam helped me to communicate with my colleagues.
I chose the Cambridge English exam because they're the most well-known.
The exam was my goal. It helped me to focus and to try harder.
I think Cambridge examination courses, they provide an incredible amount of motivation for students. They see immediate progress.
English was increasingly an important part of my life. I decided to move to the UK for improving my English level and developing my professional career. After research, I decided to take Cambridge English exams. It's lovely to see you again. To have Cambridge English exam, it certifies that you have reached a certain level of English. If you have an objective, if you have a goal, if you have an aim like preparing a Cambridge English exam, you can feel motivated for studying really hard.
For the employers, they will be guaranteed that students who have a Cambridge examination qualification will have both accuracy and fluency in all skills of English language.
As a photojournalist, I need to talk with people. You need to be really self-confident. The Cambridge English first exam gave me different skills. Living in a city as London, where you have different culture and different accent, gave me the necessary confidence to understand them. Cambridge is a worldwide recognized university, so having this certification on my CV is very prestigious. But living in England, you can hear a different accent and different way of speaking. So basically the exam gave me the skills to improve my English. All right, thank you.
Cambridge courses and the Cambridge exams equip students with immediate English that they can use every day.
Exam helped me obviously because if I wanted to work in London, it helped me to learn the language, to prove that I could do the work as good as anyone else. Hi, thank you for coming. I did a Cambridge Advanced exam, then I enrolled for the proficiency exam. Expedia being in an international company with people from all around the world, I think it's a really good learning experience, both professionally and personally. Having a certificate in Advanced English and the certificate in proficiency helped me get this job at Expedia.
In our school, we're a big fan. We believe that any student who's here long term should look at doing at least a main suite Cambridge examination, such as Cambridge English First.
I chose the course because it's HACONIZE my country, and I need this to prove if I want to get a job in my country.
They have that certificate for the rest of their lives. That gives them that extra motivation. It's extrinsic motivation. They've got an examination at the end of it.
It helped me to develop my professional career.
It's given me skills that I can use for my whole life.
Taking the exam gave me the self-confidence I need.
It's really easy to book a Cambridge exam course. Cambridge exams are not only paper-based, but they're also computer-based with many, many dates, and that has been so beneficial to students all over the world.
I strongly recommend Cambridge English exams.
I will definitely do another Cambridge exam in the future.
That feeling of accomplishment and achievement is really something to be proud of.
Okay, so question time. First question. When did Cambridge begin organising English language exams? 1213, 1913 or 2013? Please put your answers into the chat box, okay? Into chat. Questions are 1213, 1913 or 2013? I can see that most of you have actually got the answers right. Well done everyone. Yes, the answer is 1913. 1213 was a bit far away, and 2013 far too close. Yes, 1913, that's when we started making them with the proficiency exam, of course. Okay, next question. Which of these is a graduate of the University of Cambridge? Is it Kate Middleton? Is it Tom Hiddleston? Or is it Tom Cruise? Answers in the chat box, please. You can just put A, B, or C if you like. I see a lot of you are putting B's in there. A lot of B's coming up. Oh, someone put Tom Cruise. A lot more B's appearing. B appears to be the answer everyone likes, and in fact, B is the correct answer. Well done, guys. It's Tom Hiddleston who plays Loki rather memorably in the Avengers movies. Okay, next. What job does Andrea do? Andrea was the boy or the young man who was in the video. Is he a delivery boy? Is he a business analyst? Or is he a photojournalist? What job is he doing in London at the moment? A, B, or C? Let's see. I see lots of C's. I don't see any other answers. Everyone appears to be going for C around here, which is absolutely right. Well done. It is the answer. He is a photojournalist. And look how he used his Cambridge certificate to help him go along with that and to take him to build the confidence to take him to London and use his English. And that comes to our final question of the four. What Cambridge English qualification did Andrea take and pass? Was it B2 first? Was it C1 advanced? Or was it C2 proficiency? Answers into the chat box, please. We have a lot of A's coming up there. Someone very honestly said they don't remember. Many of you do remember those. Someone has remembered wrongly, but most of you have remembered correctly. It is, in fact, he took the B2 first. Okay, he didn't take advanced or proficiency. He will do. He said he's going to go on and take these at some point, but he only needed to get B2 first to go off into the world and use his English properly. And that's the exam that we're talking about today, B2 first. A bonus question, not in our list. Final question. How many people take a Cambridge English exam each year? Can you remember that one? How many people take a Cambridge exam every year? Oh, we've got lots of correct answers there. You did remember that one. 7 million. 7 million people take a Cambridge English exam. Are you going to be one of these people? I sure hope so. So we learned that preparing for Cambridge exams like B2 first, and we call it B2 first for schools here in Greece and Cyprus, clearly helps you develop the skills you need inside and outside the classroom. Then there's the prestige of this certificate. The certificate you get when you pass the exam proves beyond a doubt that you have real life language skills. And this gives you educational and professional opportunities the world over. Opportunities like employment. You want the best jobs with the best companies in the world. Well, we have recognition with some of the biggest brands in the world. Here's just a small number of them. I'm sure you recognize them. And here are just a few examples of employers in Greece who specifically ask for Cambridge. And if it's education you want, this is just a tiny selection from leading universities across Europe that accept Cambridge English qualifications. Some of the best. And in the wider world, this is just a tiny selection from the many thousands of universities that accept Cambridge English qualifications. So you know you're in good hands if you've got that Cambridge qualification. Now, I sometimes hear people say that they believe Cambridge B2 first is difficult to pass. Perhaps you are one of these people. Is that you there, dragging that terrible weight of learning up the hill to get your certificate? Difficult to pass? Hello? I don't think so. Not really. Frankly, that's a myth. A myth is something which is not true. It's fake news. Believe me, talk to anyone who's already taken B2 first. So let's bust this myth right now. First of all, around 90% of those who take B2 first for schools in Greece pass it. For an exam that thousands of students sit each year, that's an amazing success. Second, you only need to get around 60% overall to pass. That means you can get almost half the questions wrong and still pass. Easy. And think about that word, overall. What does that mean exactly, overall? It means you don't have to pass a particular part of the test. For example, if you aren't very good at writing or reading, you might get around 50% in these parts. Let's put that up, 50%. 50%. But if you're good at listening and speaking, and most Greek students are very good at this, you might get 80% or even more in these. And let's say you get 70% in use of English, although most Greek students tend to do better than this. So, simple maths, isn't it? 50 and 50, 80 and 80, and 70. If you add it all together, you get 330. You divide that by the 5 papers, and what you get? 66%. That's a comfortable pass. And that's even if you didn't do at all well in 2 of the papers. So honestly, where's the difficulty? I don't see it. What's more, B2 First in Greece, its full name, as we said, is B2 First for Schools, and with good reason. It's designed for people your age. So the topics are about things that interest you. For example, school, friends, hobbies, food, sport, shopping, the environment. These are all things that you can talk about, that you can write about, you can read about. They're your world, aren't they? Another reason for its easiness is that there's often guided assistance in the tasks. For example, many of the questions in the reading and the use of English paper are multiple choice. And in the writing paper, there's lots of help too. For instance, if you decide to write a letter, well, we tell you what to write. Look at this one. Can you help me with a class project? Asks one of your friends. I have to write about places which are special. Can you tell me about a place that is special to you? Where is it? What does it look like? So tell me about a place that's special to you. Where is it? What does it look like? It doesn't have to be a famous place. Just explain why it's important to you. Well, there you are then. We've told you what to write. We've given you the structure. All you have to do is write it. Difficult? Don't think so. If you decide to write a story, well, it's the same. We even give you the first 20 words or so. We are looking for stories for our new English language magazine for young people. The story must begin with this sentence. Tom got off the train, and as the train left, he realized he was holding the wrong suitcase. Poor Tom. Has that ever happened to you? I hope not. Your story must include an address and a surprise. So again, we give you the structure. We tell you what we want you to write. All you have to do is write it. And in the listening test, most questions are multiple choice too. And you hear everything twice, which is very important. In case you missed it the first time, you get a second chance. And in the speaking test, you're given plenty of visual images to help you think of things to say. And ideas too. The truth is, B2 First for Schools can easily be passed if you have the right preparation. Thousands of successful candidates in Greece each year are proof of this. And if you're attending a school that enters students for this exam, you'll see this sign. And then you can be sure that you're getting the right preparation. Now, what about the support that we can give you? You should know that in addition to what you get from your teachers, and I know you get lots of support from them too, Cambridge offers lots more on top, and most of it is free. There's the online Cambridge Dictionary to help you with the meanings of words. This, you just find it, just Google Cambridge Dictionary and it will come up on your internet or on your phone. And then simply put the word you want in the gap and up will come a definition of it. There's lots of other things you can do with the dictionary as well, like you can get word lists and quizzes and so on. So in fact, it's very interactive. Then there's the Learning English section of our website. Now this has free resources for you to explore and use, and there's lots of them. You can find lots of short, fun online activities like these, for example. I've just picked a screenshot of some of them. There are many of them. They only take 5 to 10 minutes to do, and they're really good fun as well. You definitely learn from them. So if you're a bit bored, you've got 5 minutes, why not go online and use one of these? They can help you practice your English for B2 first. All you have to do is select independent level, okay? Because some of the exercises are for younger people and some are for more, you know, those who've gone on to proficiency and so on. You want the independent level, and you'll find that there are lots of ones for you there. If you also, on our Learning English section, click on exam preparation, you'll find some interactive files which give you all the information that you need before the exam. I know you have lots of questions, you know, about the exam, and we give you another chance to ask those questions. I'll be telling you about that later. But most of your questions are the same questions, and they're all answered in this Information for Candidates file, which you can find in exam preparation on our Learning English resources site. There's even an exam day video, so you know exactly what will happen and what you need on exam day. There's also a video that explains how to interpret your results. When you get your results, when they come, you'll want to know about it. Now, this is probably more exciting for you. You can get there. There we are. In games and social media, again, on the resources part section of our website, games and social media, you'll find Kahoots. Have any of you ever played Kahoots? These are fun, interactive games that you can practice your English with, and they can build your real-life language skills. They're aimed at real-life language skills. You can play in individual mode or team modes, and you can use them on desktop computers, on tablets, and on smartphones. And they're full of tips on vocabulary, tips on idioms, tips on grammar, and much more besides. So Kahoots, here we are, we've got some coming up now. What to do with new vocabulary. Grammar, can you talk about the past? Learning tips about varieties of English. You know the difference between Australian and British and American English, for example? Did you know? There you are, go and have a click on that one and see what it tells you. And they're very nice, they're in cartoon form, so they're very easy to understand. And fun as well. Now, I bet you all download apps, right? Of course you do. Well, how about downloading Exam Lift? This is a fun way to practice and improve your English. And there's a new B2 mode now, which is perfectly catering to what you need. Okay, B2. So go to Exam Lift, download it, and then go to the B2 level, and you'll find lots and lots of things that you can do Exam Lift. It's really good. We've also got another app called Quiz Your English. Have you found that one yet? Quiz Your English, what can you do there? You can go head to head with other players from around the world. You can challenge your friends through social media. And you can also quiz or test your English language skills by yourself in quiz form. You can battle it out, if you like, over a range of general English topics and grammar, or you can just brush up for your test by selecting an exam-specific topic. You can earn achievements as you progress. You can see how far can you go. It's quite challenging after a while. You get quite addicted to this. You can play for free. You don't have to pay for this, but if you want to, you can make some in-app purchases and they'll give you exclusive new content, like with all video games. Talking about social media, in addition to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where of course we have our own pages, we also have our own channel on YouTube. It's called Cambridge English TV. You can access it simply by entering, well, that's not a surprise, Cambridge English TV. Put it in the search box, click on register, and click on the Cambridge Shield. That's our symbol. You can see it on the left at the top on the screen. Click on the Cambridge Shield and you're in. You can watch actual speaking tests to see what really happens in speaking tests. And you can compare how you speak with other students from around the world. What's more, there are lots of cartoon videos that teach you about really important aspects of real-life English. Chunks, in particular, chunks are really good. You should go in and click on chunks, which teach you real phrases that we use in English. And you can use that to impress examiners in speaking tests and in writing too. Then there's Virtually Anywhere. This will help you improve your English listening skills. This is a series of 7 episodes that tells a story about students Geeta and Paul. They're struggling with their homework when a strange professor offers to help. A mystery. And there's the excellent Write and Improve. This encourages you to think about how you can improve your writing skills, and it gives automatic feedback and hints to show you where you need to make changes. For example, it helps you to think about what might be in need of improvement. It will give you a yellow bar. There are some problems in this sentence. Or this sentence could maybe be improved. Or if it's happy with your sentence, it'll tell you, this seems to be a good sentence. Immediate feedback. You type in your answer and up comes the feedback. It also helps you think about how you might want to change some things. You might want to make the changes. For example, is it an incorrect word? Is it a suspicious word? Did you forget something before or after this word? Up comes the symbol, and then you can think again and think, oh, of course, I forgot to put the preposition, or I forgot to put the article. And you make the changes and you see your progress immediately. So Write and Improve is really, really good. And I really do suggest you have a go at it at home. Go check it out. Particularly popular are our free Cambridge webinars that we have twice a year for registered candidates and potential candidates for B2 and for C2. And especially the Top Tips series that we have, because with Top Tips, you get expert advice on what to do and what not to do in all parts of the exam, plus a chance to ask us any questions. Okay, this is your last chance, in other words, to ask an expert from Cambridge any questions about something you're not sure about before you actually go and take the exam. You can already access our current versions at our website, www.cambridgeenglish.gr, and there'll be brand new versions coming out live looking at other parts of the exam that we haven't already covered on November the 25th, that's this November, and again in April 22, okay? So if you're going to take the exam in the summer of 2022, you want to join us in April 2022 to get those top tips. Last but not least, and certainly not least, we've got a new addition to our support materials, which is called Test and Train. It's an exam workout. Let's watch a short clip about this, and then I'll tell you more about it.
Test and Train, the exam workout that counts. Preparing for a Cambridge exam? Train with us, the only official online practice. Dip in and out of hundreds of questions across 6 sets of exams. Get ahead in each task with essential hints before completing each exam task. Learn from your attempts with instant feedback. Be in control of your learning at your own pace, in your own time, with unlimited attempts to improve performance. Maximize your writing skills with sample answers, examiner comments, and tips. Take a tour of a speaking exam to get a taste of a real experience.
Let's watch Simon and Santiago take part 2 of the B2 First Speaking Test.
Earn rewards and track improvements to perfect your exam technique with our short, sharp workouts. Test and Train, the exam workout that counts.
Well, that looks really good, doesn't it? Now, would you like to have one of these for free? Would you like to have a Test and Train subscription for free? Well, now's your chance. If you'd like to be entered, so listen carefully, those of you who are still there, if you'd like to be entered into the draw for one of 5 free Test and Train trials that we're giving out, simply type yes into the chat box. Okay, that's all you need to do. All you need to do is to type yes into the chat box and submit that. Okay, we'll come later and we'll find who has typed yes into the chat box, and we will find your email details and put you into the draw. It's a lucky draw, okay? It's going to be at random. You don't have to answer any questions to be put into the draw. It's a free draw. And you'll be notified in the next few days. Okay, so as soon as we finish here, Cambridge will be putting all the yeses into an electronic basket, shaking it all up and getting 5 out of it. Okay, so if you want the chance to win one of 5 Test and Trains, just put yes into your chat box now. Okay, so I expect you still have some questions that you would like to ask. So please go ahead. Anything to do with B2 First, okay? I'm all ears, as the saying goes. And you can put your questions, please, into the Q&A section, okay? So in Q&A, I'd like to see your questions. How can I improve my reading skills is the first question that's gone in. You improve your reading skills by using some of the resources that I've been telling you about, going on to Learning English and using anything to do with reading. Just select B2 level, reading, and start working through those things. You can also, of course, use Write and Improve. You can use Test and Train. These are fantastic. If you haven't got access to those, or you can't do those, you can just read. I mean, frankly, to improve reading skills, you need to read, but not just course books. Try and read real things in English. Okay, so go on the internet, read an English newspaper, for example, that's on the internet. Read something from a novel. Maybe you can borrow a novel from your school, or if not, you can go and buy one, or you can online just access them. They are, you know, you can read some pages from different books. Don't just read one kind of book, read different things, novels, biographies, and so on, history books maybe. Don't read the whole book, just read something from it. If it's a really good book, yeah, read the whole of it. Like you want to read Harry Potter in English, for example. Why not? Many people have. It's fun to read and you learn lots from that. What other questions we got here? Will the listening test be as clear as now? Yes, listening is very clear. Sometimes you get to do it on headphones. Sometimes you don't get headphones, but it is very clear. How can I improve my writing skills, Yanni? Well, Yanni, writing skills can be improved again by using any of the resources that I've just shown you. And looking at sample answers, right, in the official test books where you have practice tests, at the back of it, they have sample answers showing you what are good answers and what are not so good answers. Okay, so that can certainly help you there. Listening skills, well, definitely. Listening skills you can improve by doing by using the apps. Yeah, use the apps. Also, listen to as much English as possible. Listen to movies that are in English. It doesn't matter if it's in American or Australian or whatever kind of English it is, as long as it's English. Try listening without the subtitles. Take the subtitles off. Just hear the English. Another thing you can do, which is a good way of improving your English, is to actually turn the sound off and just watch the subtitles in English. Watch the English subtitles. That's quite interesting way of improving your understanding and comprehension of what's going on. How can you improve your speaking skills? Yes, speak to your friends in English. Why not? You've got lots of friends in school. If you're learning English at school, you've got lots of friends who can speak English like you can. So say for 10 minutes, we're going to speak English, or every Friday night for 10 minutes, let's go online and have an English conversation or chat in English. Do that. Of course, if you're lucky enough to live in an area where there are lots of English-speaking people or tourists, then you can practice your English there as well. Dictionary skills. How can you improve your dictionary skills? Well, there's already only one way you can do that. You could use one. Yeah. Do you use a dictionary? You should. Yeah. There are lots of electronic ones. The Cambridge one is very easy to use. Very, very easy. Okay. Practice using it. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Practice using it and you'll see how you improve finding words that you want. If my speaking partner doesn't speak or doesn't know when to stop during the exam, how can I help and change the situation? Well, what would you do if you were having a conversation with a Greek student, a Greek friend of yours in Greek? What would you do? Just sit there, all quiet? You wouldn't, would you? You would speak to them. You would try and get them to speak. And that's really what you need to do. If you get in a position where the other person isn't speaking, you need to try and get them to speak. The examiner, of course, will help in this. They're trained. When one person stops speaking and the other person is left there, the examiner will attempt to get you both speaking. Okay, so don't worry about that. There's assistance there. What a question, Alexandra. Is Cambridge better than Michigan? What do you mean? Is the exam better than the Michigan exam? We can't say things like that. They're different exams. Cambridge is different from Michigan. Are the previous apps free? Most of them are, yes, most of them are free. Or you can use them, all of them are free, and then if you want specific parts or specific extra services, then you may have to pay a little. But in general, they're free. What's the most useful thing after the exams? Well, it's all useful. It depends what you're doing with it, isn't it? If you're what you're using it for. If you're using it for a job, you need to be able to certainly listen, speak, and write in English. You need all of them. That's why all Cambridge exams have all 4 major skills tested in them. Okay, when you prepare for a Cambridge English exam, you are actually preparing for all the skills so that you can go out into the world and use them. What are the differences between the Cambridge and the Michigan? You need to look at them to see, really. There's not much difference, to be honest, in terms of the English that you need to pass them. Okay, so if you're preparing correctly, you should be able to do both. But remember, the Cambridge one is the one that's recognized all over the world, and that's a really important thing, yeah, the recognition of it. Is Cambridge hard? No, it isn't. Dimitra, Cambridge is not hard. But you do have to study. You can't just walk in and take it. You've got to look at it, you've got to listen to the advice, and you've got to learn something, okay, in order to be able to do it. The same with any exam. How can I remember vocabulary fast? All right, there is a trick to that, Mary. Is it Mary who asked? Yes, you can. What you need to do is don't try to learn everything. Okay? Think about the different subjects that you get. Let's say shopping. Okay? Think about shopping. You need to have in your head 10 to 12 really interesting words to do with shopping. Okay? You don't need to have 100 words. 10 to 12 interesting words about shopping. And then you can use them either if you're speaking or if you're writing. Okay? It should be easy for you to remember 10 to 12 words for each subject. Don't try to learn too many words. Learn 12 quality words, and that way they'll come quickly. How much time is the exam? You need to look at the, go onto the Cambridge website and look at the timings for each of the papers. They're not very long. They're much shorter than they used to be. How can I improve stress problems? Well, stress is something we all have when we take exams. The important thing is to know what's going to happen on the day. That's why you should watch the exam day video that I noted earlier, okay? Because that will tell you about what's going to happen on the day. You should also look at the information for candidates. You should also ask your teachers, and don't forget to attend the top tips seminars, because the top tips seminars will also give you the chance to ask these questions and perhaps give you some of the answers, okay? I think the main thing about stress is don't be stressed. You know, what's stressful about this exam? We said you can get almost half of it wrong and still pass it. You don't have to be good at everything. Just be yourself. During the listening part, you need to focus on 2 things, Anonymous. You need to focus on the questions very carefully, make sure you've understood the questions, and then you need to listen for the specific words that will come up to give you the answers, okay? A lot of the answers in listening are paraphrases of words which are in the questions, okay? So think about that. Could listening to British music like the Beatles or Rolling Stones be useful? Oh yes, listening to music and songs and lyrics, very useful indeed. Yeah, but it's not just the British accent that you get in the listenings. You get Irish, you get American, Australian, Canadian, all kinds of accents come up, but they're very clear. Is Cambridge proficiency difficult? Not as hard as it used to be, Alexandra. The first Cambridge proficiency from 1913, remember? I think, how many people took it? I think 3 people took it, or was it 5? I can't remember. 3 to 5 people sat it, and no one passed it. So it's not like that these days. We have a very good pass rate for proficiency. I think it's around 60% in Greece, which is very, very good, considering it's the world's top English language exam. What's the most difficult exercise, Thomas? That depends on you, doesn't it? Are you good at speaking? Are you not so good at reading? Well, then reading would be the one you would find most difficult, wouldn't it? I don't think any of the exercises are particularly difficult. You just need to know how to approach them. Some of those tips about approaching them are things that you can pick up in our top tips seminars. The base in Cambridge exams is around 60%. Okay, it's not exactly 60% each time, but it's around 60%. So that means roughly 6 out of 10 questions have to be right. You can work that one out. Is Cambridge the hardest exam? No, I don't think so. No. Proficiency in Greece, we said it's around 60%. Yes, definitely watch movies, Katerina, with English subtitles. Very good for you. Watch lots of movies. It doesn't matter what kind of movie it is. You know, English is English. You're going to get real life English in the test. So any movie is fine. What time is it now? It's 1 o'clock. We're finishing now. Okay, we're going to finish now. So how much time do we have to start studying before the exam? Well, that depends, doesn't it? It depends on how much English you already know. You might need 1 month. You might need a year. You might need 5 years. It all depends how much you know, Mary. Is there a specific accent that's needed? No. No. We don't grade accents. You can speak like the Queen or Prince Charles if you like. Or you can speak like an American. It doesn't matter. It's actually an Irish. It doesn't matter what you speak, what accent you speak, as long as it's clear. Okay. All right then. Thank you so much for coming along today. It was great to have a chance to interact with you. I hope you all managed to enter the prize draw, and that 5 lucky ones of you will be getting that test and train. I think what we take away today is that if you do attempt the English B2 First for Schools Cambridge exam, you're a winner. That's it. You can't lose. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.